Okay. So here are our steps and here are our examples. We are going to do all 5 of these, right?
So easy.
We're going to identify what shape, we're going to identify the angles, and we're going to do hybridization. Okay? So before I even jump into all of these Lewis dot structures, we're going to make a tiny little note over here that says, beware of the exceptions. Okay, there are 2 types of exceptions that you are going to come across on this quiz. Suboctet versus octet. Correct. Okay?
No, expanded octet.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Expanded octet. Okay, what are the elements that fall under the suboctet category? Do you know? H, H, E, B. Beautiful. Do we have any of those in our questions that I asked you? Yes. Okay, keep that in mind. Next, expanded. Do you know who they are? No. So think of the word SIPs. SIPs. And then xenon and krypton. Does that make sense, guys? So these elements right here, what do they do? They can have more than 8. They're allowed to take more than 8. And these guys? They're happy without 8. So I'm going to write here, never draw double or triple bonds for these guys. Okay?
Why?
Because they don't do that. They're happy with suboctet. I don't need to make them 8. Does that make sense? Good. Okay. Correct. Okay, so let's start off with the first guy. VF3. So the first step over here is what? Identify the central atom, and you guys know already it's who? Boron. Okay, that's step 1. Boron is my central atom. Step 2, place all 3 of the fluorines around boron. Do you agree?
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay, step 3, yes, count up all my valence. So boron has how many valence?
3.
Fluorine has how many valence?
7 times.
Are you gonna hand square for this?
If I feel like it.
21.
Yep, so I have 7 times 3 fluorines is 21. 21 plus 3 is 24. Now what? Minus the bonds is 6, correct? How many?
18.
And what do I do with these 18?
Place them on the outside atom.
Beautiful. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Why am I putting 6 on each one?
Because that's octet.
That's what's going to make them octet. It's going to make them happy, right? So when I do this, did I put all 18 electrons around?
Yes.
Yes, so I have all 18, so I ran out of 18, yes? Is everyone happy?
No.
Technically. No. No. Technically, no. Boron has how many? 6. But guess what he is? So do I make any double or triple bonds to make him happy? No, he's finished. I'm finished with him.
But with 8, he's still happy. So if you put a double bond, he'll still be right.
No, I don't want him to do that.
But he'll still be happy.
So if we did add a double bond, it would be wrong.
If you added a double bond, it would be wrong. Correct. They don't do that. They don't do double bonds.
But they can have 8.
Okay, if he would get electrons, yes, he could have 8, but I can't draw a double bond. Okay, so now what if I ask you what the shape is? So I'm going to actually, yes, trigonal planar. Good, how'd you know that? How many groups attached?
3 groups,
How many of them are bonds?
3 and 0 lone pairs.
Yes.
We have to memorize.
I will give you the table during the exam.
Well,
I mean the
you're gonna take some
test.
things out. Which ones?
Hybridization, I won't give you.
Okay, so everything but hybridization.
Yes. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to make this box here, sorry. Give me like 30 seconds to like arrange this the way that I want it to be arranged. Okay. All right. Okay, sorry guys.
Say, Abraham wants marshmallows.
Later. Okay. So, these are the exact columns that will be given to you on your quiz. So, obviously, the first one is the question. Okay? Question. Lewis dot.
Are
I'm
there
gonna-
any different versions?
Yes, of course.
Bruh. Are bonds shared pairs?
Yes. Okay, perfect.
Will you draw the shape?
No. Okay, so good. Here's our first Lewis dot. Let's see. How many total groups are on B? 3 total groups, right? So I'm going to put 3. How many of those groups are bonds? How many of those are lone pairs? What shape is that? What's the angle? Right, so literally your whole entire, your reference sheet gives you this whole part. So that's easy points if you draw the Lewis structure. Okay, now the hybridization is what's getting everybody. So let's go back and review hybridization. Remember, do you remember that whenever I used to draw this, 1s, 2, 2s, 2, 2p, 6. Do you remember this? Okay, s's have how many orbitals? This is an orbital. P's have how many orbitals? D, and we don't care about F. So remember, these are the hybridizations that you might see on the test, on the quiz. Okay, I can have just the plain S. I can have SP. I can have S with 2 P's. I can have S with. Can I have S with 4 P's?
No.
Why?
P only goes.
Only goes up to 3.
Beautiful. So what would be after 3 P's? Good. And then after that,
Another D.
X. And how many D's can I have?
5.
Beautiful.
And after that,
Okay.
there's no more.
Right, so this translates to just S. This is obviously just SP. What is this? SP2, SP3,
SP3D.
SP3D,
SP3D2.
SP3D2. Nice. Okay, these are exponents. So if you're doing like SP3, you know, you're making it, I don't know what you're doing, S, and you're doing that. I'm marking this wrong. This is not right. Write it as the way it's supposed to be written. Okay?
Oh, it's up?
Up. Okay, so these letters need to match the number of groups. Okay, so I'll say letters need to match number of total groups. A double bond counts as how many groups? 1. A lone pair. 1. A single bond. 1. A triple bond. All of those count as one single group. Okay, so we're going back to our problem. Again, how many total groups do we have? 3. So how many letters should we have in our hybridization? 3. Which one has 3 letters? Do you see how that literally is 1 S and 2 P's, which is 3 total letters? So what hybridization is this? So what hybridization is BF3? SP2, so SP2 goes in my box here. Does that make sense? Another one.
It's, bro.
H2, sorry, H3O plus. Who's my central atom?
Oh.
And what's attached to it?
3 H's.
3 H's. Now what?
Add the electrons.
Yeah, so oxygen has how many valence?
6.
Good. And you said that hydrogen has 1, but I have 3 hydrogen, so it's what? Now what?
9.
9. Is that
Subtract 6.
Minus 6.
Wait, minus 1. No, subtract
So-
6 and then you subtract the 1.
Okay, if you want to. I would do it before that because then you would forget because you get into the groove and you forget to do that.
Ion, so that means you subtract.
Right, so over here in the rules, I said something about how if you have a positive charge, so right here, if the compound has a positive charge, what do? Subtract the charge from the total. So what is the charge? Plus, what's the number? So I'm subtracting what? So how many do I have now? What do I do with this 8 now?
Subtract 6 to it because there's 6 being used.
Correct. There are 6 bonds being used within the molecule, so I'm subtracting 6. So how many do I have left?
2.
Where does this 2 go? Why not my outside
They're
hydrogens?
It's a sub.
Right, because they're suboctet. They already have their 1 bond and they're all happy already, yes? So they can't take any more dots. You're not allowed to put dots on hydrogen. So those 2 go where? So is everyone happy? Am I done? What's wrong with this? I gotta put brackets. Guys, if you don't put brackets, I'm marking it wrong. When do you put brackets? Good. So I'm gonna put that here, just so you know. And you guys want this document? Sure. Okay, how many total groups are on H3O plus?
4.
4. Good. Why is it not 3?
Because there's lone pair.
Perfect. This counts as a group.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
So it's 4 things. How many of those things are bonds?
3.
3 of them are lines. Do you see that? And what's the other thing?
It's 1.
A lone pair, right? So that's 1 lone pair. You're with me? What shape is this on your sheet? Trigonal pyramidal?
Yeah.
And what's the angle?
107.3.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think the hybridization is of this?
SP3.
Yeah.
So it's 4 groups, so how many letters?
4.
We need 4 letters, so this is 4 letters. So what is that? SP3. Perfect. SP3 goes in the box.
You're saying the reference sheet? Oh, never mind.
Wait, mistake.
Yeah.
You said, so basically the number of groups is how many letters it's gonna be? Okay.
Correct.
Are we just gonna do this?
Yes, this is all it's on the quiz.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty easy.
For the quiz, not for the exam.
Oh, but we have the exam prep coming up.
Correct.
When is that?
How about XEF4? Who's my central atom?
Xenon.
Okay, who's around it?
4 Fs. Like,
Which is 28.
Right, so let's count up. So xenon has how many valence?
8.
And fluorine has how many valence?
7.
But I have how many fluorines?
4.
What's 4 times 7?
28.
What's 28 plus 8?
36.
36.
Now what?
Minus 8.
Nice. Now what?
28.
28.
Add the 28s on all around.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6.
Shut up.
Pairs on xenon.
So I just put 6 on each fluorine to make all the fluorines happen. That means I put 24. How many do I have left?
4.
But wait a minute, I can't put 4 anywhere, right?
You can put on Xenon.
Yeah, you can.
Why can I put it on xenon?
Expanded octet.
Right, it's an expanded octet. So if I go over here to my exceptions, right, remember, expanded octet elements are these 5. So xenon is allowed to take extra.
So you don't have to scroll up. The things are right there.
Oh, good. Yes, thank you. Okay, so guys, watch how I put it. Is that... I don't like that.
On the
It has
corner.
to be
You want to
within
put
the
it on the
space.
sides where there's nothing on it. So 2, 4.
Okay. I did a
You get me?
Oh, I did it different. I did 1, 2, 1 in each little. Yeah.
Okay, also what I want to tell you is...
Oh, it's supposed to be in groups of 2. I heard you.
I forgot.
Thank you.
How many groups are on this guy?
6. 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 total groups. How many of them are? How many of them are bonds? How many of them are lone pairs? Can I tell you a secret?
Yes.
Lone pairs plus bonds should equal your total.
No.
Wow. Yeah, so there's, so what's 4 plus 2? Yes. There's no way for you to have more bonds or more,
Wait, but
so it doesn't equal.
Miss 642 isn't.
Right, it's not. So I'm not going to ask you a question like this, but just know about the expanded octet, that the shape is weird. You can take the extra electrons. Now, guys, what if I had 4 left over, but I didn't have xenon in the middle, I had carbon in the middle? Then you did it wrong. Then you counted wrong. Does that make sense? So, bye. So let's say that I did all of this, and I had 4 left over, but carbon was my central atom, and not xenon. Could I still put those 4 on carbon?
No.
No, I counted something wrong. Does that make sense? What's the hybridization of this guy?
It's SB3D2.
Good.
I should have taken it for that.
You asked me, I don't want to give it to you anymore.
But you were in.
I really was. Yeah, I was. Okay, does everyone see why that is? How many groups is this again?
6.
So how many letters should we have? 6. Okay, CO32 minus. Central atom.
Carbon,
What's around it?
oxygen, 2 oxygen.
2?
3. Wait, what?
CO32 minus.
I don't like game.
Now what?
Oh.
And 18 plus 4.
So oxygen has,
3 plus 4.
right, 18 plus, the carbon is 4, 22. Now what?
Minus 6.
Why minus 6?
Because that's how much is needed.
Before that.
Minus what?
Oh,
Wait,
you
what?
need
Subtract the
Yeah,
charge.
add 2.
Plus 2.
Yes, I have a charge.
Oh.
So I'm adding 2. How many do I have now?
24.
24.
Minus 6.
Now what? Minus 6.
18.
But it's the same.
So where do those 18 go? On oxygen. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. You see how we used up all of them already? But is carbon happy? You gotta make sure everyone's happy. Is carbon a suboctet? No, so he's unhappy. He wants 8. How can I fix that?
You do a double bond.
Right, I can do a double bond. Does it matter which oxygen I choose to do the double bond for? No. As long as I what? Correct. And as long as I subtract the lone pair.
Wait, so I have a question, right?
Yes.
Say if you were doing like a triple bond, right?
Yes.
Can you do one on one side and one on the other?
2 triple bonds?
No, like,
No.
like, you understand what I mean?
Like this?
No, okay.
No.
Okay, Miss A, I thought I missed some. Okay, look. I don't know if I get it wrong. But you know how like it's 3 lines?
Oh, I see. No, it has
What
to
if I
be
did
even. 2 and 2.
Really?
Oxygen just makes double bonds in general. You just
So
have to know that.
I can't do 3.
It's wrong. That's why we're going to do that one next. Okay, good. Ready? So am I done with this? What's wrong with this?
Brackets to max.
Brackets with the charge. How many total groups do I have?
3 groups. 3 lone pairs, shared pairs. Yes.
Don't count the lines here. That's one thing, remember. So how many of them are bonds?
I said 3 shared.
How many of them are lone pairs? Nice.
Shortly. 120 and SP2.
SP2.
Boeing.
You're with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions on this one? Next, last but not least, CO2. Central atom, please. And what's around him? Now what? Carbon is? Oxygen is? 12, because I have? Total of? Now what? 2, 4, I have 12 left. Where did this 12 go? To make him what? Octet, right?
But then carbon isn't happy.
Carbon isn't happy.
You need double bond both.
So why can't I just do this?
Because you don't subtract, so you have extra electrons.
Well, if I go like this, and I do this, isn't that the same thing? Isn't everyone happy? Why is that wrong?
You say, with the oxygen not make triple bonds, they only make double.
Correct. So remember, how many valence electrons does oxygen have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you form a covalent bond, right, you need 1 electron that's free, correct? To form that bond. So if oxygen already has a pair here and a pair here, how many bonds can he form? Only 2. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'd be careful leaving.
Oh.
Bye.
Yo, I think I'm out too, Mr. Yo. Plug it back in. Yo, plug it back in, bro.
We were just finally.
Yo, I'm getting scammed, bro.
Finally.
I'm getting scammed.
Yo, finally somebody did it.
Yo, finally somebody did it.
Okay, so how many bonds can oxygen form?
How many months?
How many bonds?
Yo, Mr. I'm getting
2.
bullied. I'm getting bullied.
So,
God.
remember, I had to erase the lone pair in order for me to form that bond. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And we do it on both sides. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I
How many groups does this have?
2.
How many of them are bonds? How many of them are lone pairs?
0.
What's the shape and the angle
Okay.
and the hybridization? This is an easy A, no?
Yeah.
Wait, so why did you tell them, like,
Because they missed the most important thing about
No.
what she was saying. No. Right?
Good. Any final questions?
Not mine.
Wasn't that the most important thing you said?
No?
Layla, I think we have.
So no more questions. Everyone here will be getting 100 on my quiz.
I feel like a 90, maybe an 80.
I never shoot you. It might be a little mistake on my.
Yeah. Especially since I'm learning it through the verse.
Miss A, send this only to the people that attend.
I can, but it's not on the quiz, so I don't want to confuse you. If you want me to go over polar and non-polar, I will be doing that in the exam tutoring session.
Yeah, we got this.
What if I made the session on Thursday as well?
Miss A.
Okay.
Can you like set up a Zoom or no?
I can do it now if you want.
Miss A.
Okay, thank you for staying this long. Please sign this for extra credit.
Oh, the people that did it.
Can I
Correct.
have a pencil or something?
Oh, that was the most important part.
Are you gonna give us the marshmallow stuff before we leave?
Yeah, in a second.
No, you're right here.
Good. So we want this document, yes or no?
Yeah. Send it
Okay.
only to the people that attend.
Should I add anything to this or is it fine? Yes.
Can I buy some snacks for tickets?
From my box.
Yeah, from your box.
Yeah, give me a second though.
Ahora, poneme ahora sí.
Come on, bro.
Ven, Javier, poneme mi nombre.
Can we take marshmallows?
I'm gonna give it to you. Don't touch it, please.
Poneme mi nombre. Sí, voy a buscar mi uso. Así no tengo que esperar. Miss A, I'm here. Next time, what do you need?
You're not gonna sign up for extra credit? Oh, wait.
Period and name, please. Yeah. Yes.
I would have chop chop. We'll leave period 6, right?
Correct.
Oh, we have to put period?
I put it here.
Okay.
What else? Yes.
Can you also add that lone pairs are still groups?
Yes.
Sometimes I get.
Wait, so you're gonna give us some marshmallows?
Yeah, if you give me a second.
Okay.
Yes. So I'll say triple bonds. Yes. Double bonds and lone pairs. All count as one group. Yes.
What did you guys do when I wasn't here?
When weren't you here?
Wednesday and Friday.
Give me a second. I don't know.
I heard y'all the quiz.
Wait. What else am I adding, guys? I said for hybridization, triple bonds, double bonds, and lone pairs all count as one group. That's fine? Anything else? If you want the doc, stay and I'll airdrop it to you.
Okay.
That's it? I feel like there's something else.
Because I told Rob.
But Miss A, I have a question. If for whatever reason, like, you have extra, like, thoughts, and you don't remember these sub-op tests, like, wouldn't you say, like, Lewis dots always work out?
Yes.
So, like,
But sometimes you guys count, you go too fast, you count wrong, and then it messes you up. And you're left with these extra electrons that you think are expanded and they're not. You just counted wrong. You get me?
yeah.
Remember, just think HHE, BBE, that one's super easy. SIPs, xenon, krypton.
And for hybrid.
And you know xenon, krypton are not sub.
They're expanded.
They must. So everyone who goes with that is, yeah.
So for hybridization, we just go based on the groups. So if
Yep,
it's
the number.
Two groups, it's 2 letters.
Correct?
Or maybe she's
Very simple. I would say you want the number of letters in the hybridization to make, no, not make.
that would make me forget.
You want the number of letters in the hybridization to match the numbers of groups.
They say you should keep the sub-octet expanded on the
No,
board for the
nope.
So 3, that's 3 letters.
4. You want the number of letters in the hybridization to match the number of total groups on the central atom in the molecule. Good. Any other things I should add to this document? Okay. So all of the ones that I gave you today
Oh,
may or may not be on the quiz. Just saying. Not all, most. Okay, good. Perfect. This is a good document. We're fine with this? Yay. Okay, let me stop sharing.